60 million bid for Moises Caicedo by Arsenal. Yes, people, and welcome back to another Arsenal transfer news update video. As always, if you love this type of content, make sure you subscribe down below. I'm already to 2,000 subscribers. And while you're down there, let me know in the comment section your thoughts on Caicedo to Arsenal. Wow, this is a big purchase. This has kind of potential to be as one of the best January purchases for Arsenal, if not the whole Premier League. I mean, we're talking about a player that is a destroyer in midfield. Premier League experience. We've already raided Brighton once for Leandro Trossard. But getting Caicedo as well, what a signing. Much of the doubt around Arsenal is, of course, Thomas Partey. We know he's one of the best players in the Premier League in that centre defensive midfield role. The problem is his durability. He doesn't seem to stay fit for a 38-game season. If he gets injured, we've got someone in Caicedo who, of course, is not as good as Partey, but my days, is one of the best backups around. He basically will not make a drop down in quality be too severe on Arsenal. We can still compete at the highest level and still compete for trophies in the Premier League and Europa League. Of course, don't get too excited, because despite it being a 60 million bid, there is few chance that Brighton actually do accept this. They've already rejected a bid for 55 million from Chelsea earlier. I believe that was in January, earlier around that time, early January. And they straight up said no. They didn't even bother negotiating. They flat out said that is not enough. We've only bidded 5 million higher. Brighton might see that as a bit of like a kick in the teeth, thinking, look, we've rejected 55 outright, surely go higher than 60. Arsenal, of course, have laid the opening terms out, and it's a good sign. Arsenal got money to spend. We already showed that by spending almost 100 million on Mudryk. Of course, that fell through. Chelsea took him, but every club knows that Arsenal have a checkbook now. We've already signed two players, the Kiwior guy from Spezia and Leandro Trossard, bringing our total spend to about 45 to 50 million. If we lay out another further 60, 70 million for Caicedo, that marks a massive January. And for me, it's about damn time, because last January, the club bottled it. We should have signed Kulusevski, Bentancur, Bruno Guimaraes, anyone that could have helped us get top four, and I believe would have helped us top four. But we missed out on everyone and we bottled it to Tottenham. They got top four ahead of us. The stakes are even higher this season. We could not miss out on this Premier League trophy, and Caicedo is exactly the type of player we need, man. I mean, I watch him week in, week out. I've said so many times on this channel, the reason Manchester United are doing so well is because they've recruited Casemiro, a CDM. It's the most important position on the pitch. If your centre defensive midfielder is solid, the team will build around that, man. They are the spine of the team. Brighton are so far up this table because Caicedo is a top quality player. Now, if they lose him, I still do believe Brighton will be just fine without him. They're still a quality squad. They lost Bissouma and they replaced him with Caicedo, and there hasn't been much of a drop-off. And I believe if they lose Trossard, Mitoma will fill in for the gap, and they won't really fall off much between that as well. The point is, right, Brighton have these top players and top recruits. It's no surprise Premier League clubs want to raid them. They already had Cucurella that went to Chelsea. Of course, Arsenal signed Ben White, not this season, but the season before. Caicedo is a good quality player, man. Taught under the Brighton system with Potter and De Zerbi, so they use that football style, so it won't be too dissimilar coming to Arsenal. We love that possession style football. I honestly will go out and say that Brighton play some of the best football in the league alongside Arsenal, Man City, just in terms of the way their mentality is approaching the game. They're very possession oriented. They like to have control of the football. They're not just a negative team that sits back and soaks pressure. So he will align with Arsenal's system in that respect. Of course, he'll be surrounded by no disrespect to Brighton, but better players around, the likes of the Erdegaards, the Saka, the Martinelli, players that got a bit more cutting edge to them. I honestly think this would be a great signing for Arsenal and the player. I'm not going to get too excited. Of course, there's a week left of this January transfer window, but Arsenal have come out, Arteta's come out and said he wants the midfielder. He's heaping pressure on Edu, on Kroenke and the board, saying, boys, I need a midfielder right now because Elneny's out for a long term. I don't really trust Lokonga, basically, is what he's saying. If Partey gets injured, it could be a long day for us. Our season it's not going to be over, but it could severely hinder our aspirations for winning this Premier League title. We want this Caicedo guy in. He's a top player. I want him at this club. And Arsenal seem to have been aligning with Arteta's thoughts and have submitted the opening bid for 60 million. So it's exciting times to be an Arsenal fan. Of course, make sure you subscribe down below to stay posted. Of course, we'll keep you up to date with Caicedo news as well as other Arsenal transfer related news. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts. Do you believe this transfer will happen? And do you want to see Caicedo at Arsenal? I've been Wifey and hope to see you all in my next video.